Yo, hello, what is going on, you guys? Bison back here with a brand new video. Today, we're going to be talking about something that you and I said we shouldn't really be doing, or we shouldn't really be too reliant on comparing sets. Just because this set went up this much and this set's the same as that set, this set should go up that much too. So, we're going to be doing that, but technically not. So, I'll get more into that. So, obviously, I have a team up box here. You guys we already know exactly what we're comparing it to. Dun, 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 Evolving Skies. Right? Now, we're going to be talking about, is Evolving Skies going to perform at the same level or, in the relative range of how Team Up has been performing? And to that, I would like to say yes. Yes, I do believe that Evolving Skies is going to perform like Team Up, but not 1-to-1. So what I mean by that is time and numbers. Okay, so looking here, the cheapest Team Up box on TCG as of right now is 3,750. Right, market price is sitting at 2568. And the listed median is sitting at 4,000. Obviously, if you look at a year chart, last year was at 2,000. Now it's at the current market price. Going to Evolving Skies, the cheapest on. Actually, let me refresh it just to double check. See if it's still the same. Okay, you guys literally just saw it. It was 885. Okay, now it's 948. Okay, so the cheapest now in TCG Player is 948. So market price is 931. It did go down. It was at 938. Really, I thought it was at 936, and it did go down a little. Most recent sell, it literally was the 885. That's probably what kind of dropped a little. And listed median is at 1,150. That was actually 1,100, if I'm not mistaken. I literally just checked like 2 minutes ago. It was 1,100. So yeah, that's kind of surprising. So coming over to eBay now, we have a lot of sold listings in the 800s for eBay recently, yesterday. And coming over to Team Up, we actually have sold listings for, 3.1K. And it's literally just 3,200, 3.1K. And then we go to listings. The cheapest buy it now listing for Evolving Skies, I literally had it here, is 900. And then it goes up to 950, 940, 950. It's just like in the mid 900s. The cheapest Team Up box is literally 3.5K. 3.5K. 74 watchers, 20 watchers, 116 watchers. And then it jumps to 4.5, and yeah, it just completely just goes to the moon at that point. So, looking at both sets, okay, people, time and time again, compare Team Up to Evolving Skies, that they're almost identical, okay? And to that, I say yes and no, all right? Now, I'm going to say something that people may or may not agree with, but this is what I've seen over the years, okay? Even today, especially not just with the boxes, but with the rest of the product and the singles themselves. What I've seen is Evolving Skies has more demand than Team Up. I'm not saying it has an exponential amount more, but it has more demand than Team Up. But the thing Team Up has going for it is the supply. If I'm not mistaken, Team Up was short printed. So, yeah, that means that the amount of, supply that Evolving Skies has, Team Up has like a fraction of it. That's the thing. We don't have exact numbers or anything, but obviously you can literally just look at eBay. Okay, we could go back to TCG Player. There's literally like nothing. I mean, literally if we go to like the listings, I mean, look right here, the 3.7, 4,000, then 4.5K. So as you could tell, literally the amount, the quantity for Team Up is very, very low. So going over here, as you could tell, it was just kind of treading along, it was just going up a little, right? And right here, 2022, or no, was it 2022? No, where was it? Yeah, right here, 2022. This is where I was looking, right? In this range 2 years ago, I remember the boxes on eBay, they were literally like 850, 900, right? And there wasn't a crazy, that's the thing. Even at that price, there wasn't the same amount as there were for Evolving Skies. That's one thing. Like what there was for Team Up, there's probably triple, quadruple for Evolving Skies right now. Okay, but I'll get into that. So, and then obviously going into that year, it just spiked. Then it was treading along, like obviously going up, and then it gets like another spike, right? Obviously, it's price charting. I know it's not super accurate, but I mean, honestly, like we have TCG at 2.6K, we have this at 2.8K. Looking at the sales on eBay, TCG also, yeah, I think that 2.8K is more inclined with Team Up than the 2.6. Coming over to Evolving Skies, we have same thing. It's just treading along, then it hits the spike. Treading along, hits the spike. Right? Now, Team Up came out in 2019 of January, if I'm not mistaken. So next year it will actually hit 6 years of its release. And for Evolving Skies, we're a little over 3 years. So what does that mean? That means, wait, no, does it? Hold up. I think I'm getting my numbers wrong. Yeah, no, 6 years. And then Evolving Skies, yeah, 3 years, little over 3 years. So Team Up has had more time to mature than Evolving Skies had, right? So when we come back over here, let me actually find it. Yeah, so as you can tell, there's a lot more listings when it comes to Evolving Skies than there is to Team Up. But like I said, look at the time frame. I mean, Team Up has had more years to mature than Evolving Skies. But the thing is, even though that's the case, Evolving Skies has more demand. Okay, we go to the sets. I know set value doesn't really matter, but we're gonna look at the cards. Evolving Skies, literally, if you just scroll by, literally the top 10 most valuable cards in Evolving Skies, they're more of them are more expensive than the ones from Sun and Moon, or not Sun and Moon. I mean Team Up. So here's the thing: Evolving Skies literally has the modern Grail. It literally has the modern era Grail, the Moonbryon. Okay, if you were to put, I'm not saying Latios and Latios has zero demand, but if you were to put these two cards side by side and you were to ask people what their Grail is, more times than not, they're going to say the Moonbryon. Okay, and look at the price, 1,400. This is 1,000 raw. Okay, so, and that's the thing is like, most of the time it's people chasing for that Moonbryon, or it's people trading up or saving money to get a PSA 10 Moonbryon because that's literally their Grail, you know? So here's another thing. Okay, when it comes to these two, okay, even though that's the case, okay, even though you might say, oh well, at the end of the day, the population, for PSA 10s, this and that, it doesn't matter. Okay, you'd be surprised at what a product or set or whatever can do if it has a shit ton of demand backing it up. You'd be surprised at how quickly it'll just eat through the supply. Okay, and here's one thing that I would like to kind of put into perspective is, yes, Team Up has Grails. Okay, is definitely one of the best, modern sets. Okay, it's up there. But in terms of demand, Evolving Skies just has more demand. Okay, that's the thing. It just has more demand. You could argue, oh well, it's because of the price points. Yes, yes, it does help because at the end of the day, like I said, the one thing that I really believe that most people can agree on is Moonbryon is the modern Grail. If you were to put these two in a 1v1 as to which one people prefer more, or what people would say is their modern Grail, what they want in their personal collection, like I said, more times than not, they're gonna want the Moonbryon than the Latios and Latios. Not saying this has no demand, but when it comes to a 1v1 between these two, people are gonna go for the Moonbryon. Okay, so if we go to the booster boxes, right? So, like I said, has the modern Grail, okay, has the Moonbryon, has more, like, obviously Team Up has, good hit cards, but Evolving Skies has Also, very good hit cards, but they're more valuable raw. Okay, graded prices. I don't really pay too much. I don't pay too much attention when it comes to graded prices. So maybe Team Up might have Evolving Skies beat when it comes to grading them. I don't know, but as far as raw prices go, yeah, Evolving Skies has that, and that's the thing. So it has that going for it. Yet the boxes are literally a third of a price of Team Up boxes. Okay, they're literally, like I said, literally 940, 950s. They're in the mid 900s. Team Up boxes. If you want a Team Up box right here, right now, you want to buy it on eBay, you want to buy it on TCG Player, you're gonna have to shell out. You're gonna have to 3.5K just to get a Team Up box. Now you come over here, even though you could say, "Oh, there's more Evolving Skies," you'd be surprised. Like I said, if there's demand backing it up, this supply, it ain't gonna matter. It's gonna be eaten like that. It's gonna be eaten quickly. Okay, and that's the thing. A lot of pack breakers, they know this. They know a lot of people love Evolving Skies. They want to chase the Rayquaza. They want to chase the Moonbrown or other evolutions. Okay, and they look at it and they're like, okay, Evolving Skies has more demand than what Team Up does. Okay, or let's put it to let's say they have the same demand, but they're gonna look at it like, but people want that Moonbreon more. Okay, even though let's say the sets have the same demand, but let's say that people just want the Moonbreon more. They want the Moonbreon more, but the price for a box though is far cheaper. So what are they gonna do? They're gonna buy a couple boxes, open them up, and boom. What does that mean? That's less boxes on the market. Okay, so even though you could say, oh, well, there's way more boxes of Evolving Skies compared to Team Up, which obviously, the thing is, because it's at such a cheaper price compared to Team Up, and obviously people know the demand that this set has, that demand's going to get eaten up. Okay, it's going to get eaten up. Now, the one thing that I do want to say is, even though I do see Evolving Skies and Team Up being similar, the one thing that I will vouch for is Evolving Skies isn't going to do a 1-to-1 when it comes to numbers for Team Up. Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, okay, let me actually double check. So we'll say by 2024, we'll say 2024, let's just say by 2024, at the start of 2024, after 5 years of its release, it was able to hit $2,000 selling a box, we'll say. Okay, Evolving Skies is a little over 3 years. Okay, so for it to hit 5 years, it would have to, so 2026, so by next year, I don't see Evolving Skies being close to 2,000. Now, 2026, I could definitely see Evolving Skies being like floating, like nearing that 2,000 range. So what I think will happen with Evolving Skies is, I could see Evolving Skies treading along like similarly in the earlier years like Team Up has, but then as like the later years go by, so we're talking like, I don't know, 6-8 years from a set's release, or 10 years, that's where the distance is going to be created between the two. Because yes, even though the Moonbreon can be the modern grail, that's the thing, the box itself becomes a collectible, right? And because Team Up was so short printed and it actually has like good cards in it at the same time, that just created like a whole recipe for this set in the long run. If you're someone that's holding Team Up for like, it came out 20. So let's say you're holding Team Up till 2030, right? 2029 or whatever. Yeah, no. Team Up is going to be up there. It is definitely going to be up there. Let's say fast forward to 2030. I think that's where a gap will start being created between Team Up and Evolving Skies. Okay, I could be wrong. That's the thing. No one can 100% predict the future. So who knows? Maybe Evolving Skies could beat out Team Up, or they could be in the same range, same price range. But I like to personally believe, I think in the earlier years, Evolving Skies could tread along the same as Team Up similarly, maybe just at a little bit of lower numbers. But as the years go by, once the set hits like 8-10 years of its release, I think that's where we start to see like more of a gap. You know, especially look at the supply in the market for Team Up. Okay, so bringing it all back. Okay, if you're someone that's looking at buying either set, okay, let's say you're buying Evolving Skies for the investment. Okay, you're going to be waiting at least close to 2 years before seeing Team Up potentially hit close to 2,000, and that's if you want to double your money. So at that point, I will say if you're buying Evolving Skies to invest in the short term, don't do it. Just buy other sets that can yield more money. Okay, but if you're holding Evolving Skies for the long run, like you're holding it not just 2 years, 3 years, maybe like a couple, like 5 years, who knows? You know, maybe in 3 years, we never know. Then yeah, that's where you can start seeing some gains for Evolving Skies. Or if you get like a deal and you somehow get a case, you know, at like 880 per box or something crazy. I don't know. Right. So there's that. Investment wise, Evolving Skies isn't a bad investment, but you could definitely park your money somewhere else that will yield better results in whatever short time frame you're looking at, if you even want to call it an investment. Now, if you're someone that's collecting, you want to add Evolving Skies to your collection, buy it. Buy it. Don't wait. Buy it. You could definitely, and I know for a fact because I remember back then I was buying Evolving Skies booster boxes locally for a little bit cheaper than market price because obviously people don't want to deal with shipping and all that nonsense or whatever. So it's easier to sell locally, but that's the thing. If you sell locally, you have to be aware you have to sell cheaper than the market price. That's just how it is. Okay. So you could definitely get it maybe in the mid-high 800s. I mean, literally on eBay, I just showed you sold listings at 800. So who knows? Maybe on eBay you can snag one up for cheap. So that's the thing. If you're someone that wants Evolving Skies for the collection, buy it. Buy it right now. Don't wait. Don't be the same people that, not even for the collection, but let's say they're, you know, investment wise, people were like, oh, it's going to drop down from 400 to in the mid. Nope, never did. Then it went up to 500-600. People were saying the same thing. Oh, it's going to drop. Never did. Went up to 700-800. Same thing. Never did. And now it's in the 900s. And people are going to still be saying the same thing. So if you want it for your collection, buy it. Don't wait on it. Now for Team Up, this is a little more complicated. Okay, not complicated, but who knows? Okay, with Team Up, if you want it for your collection, yeah, I'm very confident. I think if you have the money, you really want this for your collection, yeah, I think it's better to be safe than sorry to buy it. Honestly, like I don't, just seeing what's going on, the amount that's even listed right at the moment. Yeah, you don't want it to be where you wait and it just magically goes up to 4,000, 4,500. So you could probably definitely find some that you could buy for maybe 3,000 or something locally or whatever, or at a show. Who knows? Okay, so Team Up, same thing. You want a collection, buy it. Now, investment wise, that's the thing. There are times that a set has. There are those years where it hits crazy spikes and then it has some stagnation. For Team Up, it's really hard to say if it's going to keep spiking or if it's going to start having some stagnation. You know, so investment wise, like I said, if you're going to be holding at the same time as Evolving Skies for a couple years, not just 1-2 years or whatever, who knows? It could probably pull off some Team Up things and somehow end up at 5,000. You never know. But I know in the long run, like once the set hits 8 to 10 years of its release, yeah, no, Team Up's definitely gonna, yeah, it's gonna be up there. I don't know exactly what number, but yeah, I speculate it's gonna be up there. So that's just my opinion. My speculation when it comes to all this. Evolving Skies is definitely going to tread similarly in the earlier numbers as Team Up did. But once the years go by, once the numbers get bigger, I think that's when we'll start seeing a gap between the two. But as far as I see, I mean, Evolving Skies definitely does have the demand going for it, especially because it's cheaper. So, like I said, if you're someone that wants to have either one in their collection, now's the time to buy. Team Up, tread a little more carefully because it's kind of like, it's having consistent sales in the 3,000s. But like I said, there could be some pushback, but you never know. But for someone that doesn't want to take that risk, especially seeing the spikes Team Up is having, buy into it. Same thing with all these guys. You want a collection, whatever, buy it. But in terms of the sets, yeah, they're very similar. Like I said, in the earlier years, I think they'll tread similarly. But like I said, once the years go by, once like more time goes by, I think we'll start seeing a gap between the two where Evolving Skies is going to be at a distance from Team Up, or maybe the same. We never know. But yeah, I'm excited to see, what Evolving Skies has in store for the coming year. Maybe, going to 2026 as well. So if you're someone that has Evolving Skies, definitely hold on to it. Don't sell it. And all those sales, that's one thing I'll put. All those sales that we're seeing in the 800s, right? Those cheap sales where people just want that quick money, whatever. Thank you. Thank you guys. Very, very good that they're doing that right now. Because that's one thing that's helping Team Up right now. Okay. That all those people, not panic selling, but who knows, maybe panic selling, you never know, because they're probably seeing a whole bunch of other people listing their boxes. But all those people that are just price warring each other or undercutting each other or selling just way below market prices to make that huge gain or whatever. Yeah, those are the same people we don't want around in the later years of Evolving Skies when it's maturing in terms of price per box, because those are the same people that are going to make it difficult for it to be having those spikes that, similarly like Team Up does. So it's good that those people are falling off, early right now before Evolving Skies starts hitting that bull run later on. Who knows when? It could be next year, could be the year after. We never know. But yeah, we don't need those people. So all I'm saying is, if you have Evolving Skies and you're able to hold it, you're not gonna for some reason open it or sell it or whatever. Hold it. You'll be surprised. Just holding it another year can do. It's the same thing with Team Up. The people that held it when it was selling for like 800-900, same thing like Evolving Skies, and they're like, you know what, I'm gonna hold it for another year. And they saw the number that Team Up ended up hitting. I'm not saying Evolving Skies is gonna hit that same exact number, but it could definitely be very similar, maybe in that range, or who knows, maybe the same. You never know. It's just all speculation. So if you're someone that has anything, not ETBs, sleeve blister, all that stuff, okay, hold it. If you're able to hold it. I'm definitely holding all of my stuff. I'm not gonna sell next year. I'm not gonna sell the year. I'm just gonna keep holding it and holding it because the Evolving Skies definitely has very, very high potential. So that's gonna be it for today. If you guys did enjoy today's video, please drop a like, a sub, comment down below if you have any Evolving Skies product, what your predictions will be for this set going forward. And as always, if you want more content like this, drop down a sub. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. And with that, Vicing out.